Good morning. It's Kaylin from Remax Real Estate Center.
And Lisa Seversike from Global State Mortgage.
Yeah, a lovely May day.
May Day.
It's not May Day, but it's a lovely May day.
It is a May Day. Actually, I'd been away for a few days, came home, and I'm like, my grass is crazy.
Crazy, and the trees are blooming, and it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pretty time of year.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty time of year, and it's also Mother's Day weekend. So
It
happy
is.
Mother's Day in advance.
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to your mothers.
Right. And to their mothers that are mothers. And
the grandmothers and all that kind of
grandmothers.
stuff. Yeah. So I get to spend a little time with my daughter this weekend and her youngest because she told me that her husband is going back to his hometown because he's got he's from Illinois, a couple of cousins that are graduating college, high school kind of stuff. And so he's taking the 3 older kids and heading there for Saturday and part of Sunday, and then has to race back here for a soccer game on Sunday afternoon. And so she and I are going to hang out a little bit on Saturday. So
that's nice.
Yeah, it'll be a little, I'm kind of go with the flow with those kind of holidays.
I know,
you never know what's going to happen.
You never kind of know. Like we have a IBA band thing on Saturday morning, and then starts a basketball tournament. And we don't know how many games are going to be on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? It's all part of being a
It's
mom.
all part of being a mom. I know. I remember.
We're going to go out to eat. I'm not going to be cooking for sure.
No, and yeah, you're right. And because I was thinking, I'll have them come up and I'll have my son-in-law grill, because it's always such a hassle to go out to eat with 4 small children.
Oh, yes. I remember those days.
And what it would cost me.
Yes.
I don't think it's worth it for what they eat.
Right,
so I thought, we'll just grill, which I always like to do anyway if somebody else is grilling, because I don't really do that very well. So now we'll just go out. We'll do takeout or something. I don't care, as long as I'm not cooking. That was always
like, I just don't want to be cooking.
I don't want to be cooking, and my mother's
pamper me a little bit.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And my mother's rule was, don't buy me anything that's plugged in.
Oh, that's awesome. The toasters, vacuum,
exactly.
blenders.
If you have to plug it in, that means work. So don't buy me anything that plugs in.
No.
So that's hilarious. I love that rule.
That's awesome.
So,
no plugins. Don't give your mom anything that plugs in.
Exactly.
And even if she specifically asked for it, think twice if that's the right time for it.
It's right. Right. Exactly. It better have something shiny around it.
Exactly. You can have something dangling from it, maybe.
That'd be kind of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it makes the plug-in all worth it.
It does. It does. So should we talk about real estate?
We should talk about real estate.
Well, actually, we're going to talk about FHA loans.
We are going to talk about FHA loans, very specific FHA loans.
Yes. So you've got somebody who is trying to find a single-family home on an FHA loan.
Yep. And
having trouble finding something. And you know what? Maybe a multifamily will work for them. Will it?
It will.
As long as it's owner occupied.
As long as it's owner occupied.
Right. So you want to buy a house anyway. And hey, let's look at a duplex because that could work for you. And why will that work?
Why will it work? So you on an FHA loan, it can be so obviously your typical single family house, all that. So when you start going up from a 2-unit to a 4-unit, you can't go over 4 units. But you might, whether it's a duplex, and duplexes can look different. So duplexes, side by side, right?
Or up and down.
Up and down.
Yep.
But then you can still do the 3.5% down.
There you go.
Gift from a family member if you don't have it yourself.
Right.
And then you can actually offset some of your payment by using the rental income from that other unit.
So you calculate the rent you'll be potentially be getting on that second unit, or that other side that you're getting. So that will basically, it adds to your income to increase your buying power.
Increase your buying power.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can go up. So like I said, whether it's a 2-unit property or sometimes you'll find like a 4-plex.
Yep.
And so if on a 4-plex, sometimes you have that all the units are currently even rented, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then we just have to show through the rental agreement that if new ownership takes place, that you have a certain amount of time to basically kick out,
evict.
There we go. Evict one of those units.
Okay.
Right? Because you have to move into your home within 60 days. So usually there needs to
okay.
be a clause within that rental agreement that says with new ownership takes place, that within, you then give a 30-day notice to that particular tenant that they need to leave in 30 days so that you'll be taking over ownership in that other particular unit.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. I like this idea because sometimes it can expand your options when you're looking for a home. If you're, first time home buyer and your options are pretty limited, this kind of expands that. And the nice thing is too, it's a duplex. So if you're on a conventional loan, you got to put down 10%, correct?
Yeah, you got to come with a lot more money.
Yeah. So with FHA, you can buy a duplex, only put down 3.5%. That's crazy.
I know. And so there's a lot of people right now too that are looking at, a lot of people are buying one unit and then they're saying, a few years later, they're going to use it as a rental property and then go on to the next one. This kind of, if you're into looking at that as well, you've already kind of started your
investment portfolio.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay. That's awesome. So you can buy a duplex, a threeplex, or fourplex.
Or fourplex.
Okay.
Once you start getting more fourplex, you're in a whole different category.
Is it considered like a commercial loan? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they don't care if you live in it or don't live in it. It's just a commercial loan. But if you're really looking to live in one of the units, so as we look at our area, do you have any idea about what's available, or is there a few? Is there some like those that are even on the market?
There are. There's a couple of homes that are have like two addresses. You don't know, driving by, you don't know it's a duplex because it's an up down, but it does have a separate address to it. So, and then there are a couple of just regular duplex units. I mean, in our multiple listing service right now, we have, I think, 8 properties that would fall into this. There's one in Boone for $134,900.
Oh wow!
Very affordable.
Right.
So if you live in one unit, you rent the other unit for $600.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's
pretty amazing.
I'm not going to do the math. That's over $6,000 income a year to add to you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Math people.
That could pretty much almost pay your mortgage.
It could, exactly. And then we've got one in let's see, here's over by campus. It's a duplex on Beach Avenue in Ames. So it's priced a little higher, bigger unit, more rent. It's priced at $279,900. You can get $1,170 per month rent. So that's over $12,000 a year income that you can add to your basis for when you're looking for that loan, right?
Yeah. So on our end, we'll use if there's currently a lease in place, obviously that would be looked at. But when we do the appraisal, we'll do a rents comparable. So the appraiser will say, hey, this unit, around this area, we'll typically get about this much. And obviously a lease in place helps that.
Right.
There is no lease in place at the moment.
Okay.
Then they do that. And then we use 75% of that because we have to say there could be a couple months when it's not occupied.
Right,
so
exactly.
Can you still pay the mortgage even if it's not occupied? And then the other thing is we do have to still abide by all FHA guidelines.
Sure.
So
peeling paint, railings on stairways,
on decks. You know, the roof can't have missing curling shingles and things like that. So it still does abide by all those guidelines, but otherwise I think it's a really great opportunity for some people to look at. Hey, Miss Kathy Lee, glad you made it back to Hawaii.
So so like this property, both units are vacant.
Oh, yeah.
So there's one spot for you to live in. So if that rent's $600 per month on that, potentially for that, then you'd figure 75% of that per month as potential income. Okay. That's good to know. I think this is a great tool and a great reminder for me when I'm looking for people that are using an FHA loan and unless they're 6 kids and 3 dogs.
Yeah, that's probably may not work.
Probably not work for you. but I think you never know if it's a big enough unit. But that would be, I think it expands your opportunities to buy and really kind of helps you then on that path to, financial investments, financial portfolio.
That's a good word.
That's a great word. Yeah. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, reach out to Lisa or I.
Yeah, definitely. We can walk you through it or what you qualify for or just what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think you can qualify for a little bit more on the duplex option than you can on a single family because of that
income that you can put into that.
Man, that opens up a lot of avenues for some people.
3.5% down.
I know.
That's just crazy. I mean,
it is crazy.
It's crazy, but it's amazing. And that's really, I think something a lot of people don't look at when they're they're looking at. They're just like, oh man, I just got but either I'm buying it as an investment, right? 25% down on a 2 unit, or you're thinking, oh, I got to put at least 10% down. I can't do that. Where
Yeah.
I think FHA allows you some opportunity that way.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that's super. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And if you have any questions about any of this, hey, reach out to us. We can tell you what's on the market and how to buy it.
How to buy it.
Yeah. Have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.